Hi, everybody. I'm Elizabeth Jones, and welcome to this overview of conceptual change. By the end of this video, you will be able to define conceptual change, identify basic theories of conceptual change, and understand the implications conceptual change has for instructional designers. Research tells us that misconceptions or misunderstandings happen in virtually all subjects and areas of study. We all develop beliefs and thoughts about the world based on what we've learned or experienced, and these beliefs help us understand the world around us. And when these misunderstandings are brought to our attention, we can be opposed to changing our minds about them. But conceptual change happens when we convert our misconceptions to understanding and acceptance. There are two philosophies regarding cognition, or how we perceive or understand things. They are cognitive and affective. Cognitive theories are very forthright and typically look at instructional design and accentuate what learners already know, mainly focusing on the working memory and its limitations. Cognitive approaches are much easier to measure, but don't take into consideration how somebody feels. On the other hand, affective theories look at people's mental states, meaning their current beliefs and motivations, and they even consider the features of the message being presented. Affective theories recognize that there are all kinds of social and emotional factors that play into how we learn. However, it's not easy to quantify emotions and beliefs when it comes to research. Older theories of conceptual change were more centered around cognitive ideas and prior knowledge of topics. Schrader tells us that we now have a more complex, realistic theory of conceptual change. And what makes it more complicated is that affective factors and prior knowledge influence these different levels of conceptual change. When we get new information about a previously known subject or fact, Pinterich and others tell us there are 4 possible responses to that new information. First, we can outright reject the information. We can look at it and say, nope, I trust whatever I already know and I'm not changing my mind. Second, we can memorize the new information. We recognize and understand that we're meant to learn it, so we commit it to our memory, but this effort to learn the new information doesn't mean that we have accepted it. Third, we consent to remember the information and we're willing to support it, at least to an extent, but there hasn't been complete buy-in. Our mindset has only slightly shifted towards accepting the new information. And fourth, we have entirely accepted the new information and are willing to change our mental model profoundly. This is where we fully accept and absorb the new information over what we previously knew, and we have experienced a conceptual change in our thinking. Because of these 4 responses to new information, it becomes vital that educators realize that situational interest and our misconceptions is highly influenced by the classroom environment and how the information is presented, which means that the conceptual change is largely in the hands of educators. Research tells us that within a conceptual change model, students' beliefs about how much control they have when it comes to their learning could impact their willingness to embrace new information. So if learners don't feel they have some influence over their education, they could be less likely to care about or even try to come to terms with what they already know and the new information presented. This will challenge educators to develop delivery methods to engage learners and boost their interest. Malone and Lepper suggest giving students challenges and choices and even presenting the information in a novel way to incite surprise. That concludes this overview of conceptual change. If you have any questions, you can contact me at jones.1553@wright.edu. Thank you for joining me. Take care.